Hey, and this is Lance Sterling, where music meets soul, and this is Danny Seraphine, the founding member of CTA, Grammy Award winning, and he's playing in March. Hey, and welcome to Where Music Meets Soul. I have the luxury of interviewing not only the most famous person, but one of my really good friends.
Good to see you, Lance.
Danny Seraphine, the guy, founding member of Chicago.
Great to see you, my friend.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
And I always am so impressed when you're just a normal guy. And yet you co-wrote Low Down, Little One, Take Me Back to Chicago. Oh, and the list, how many is that? You had like 10 songs.
10 or 12,
That's crazy. And you're still out there kicking it.
I love to play. I don't want to stop,
We always said that when you played the Canyon Club, you would spend so much money on your band.
Yeah.
We didn't know how you made money.
I didn't.
You didn't make money. You were just playing to enjoy yourself. Because I remember your lead singer, I was like, he was the guy that played with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. That like you have that. And it's funny because we know Larry Dunn, which he was one of the founding members of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And you are here of Chicago. And I don't think people realize where I coach football at Simi Valley, and there's a Jim Banker. I think I've introduced you to him many times. Yeah. He is a Chicago fanatic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the trivia I get is from him.
Well, I'm grateful. I've had a great career. And it's still, with the band, we're calling it Danny Seraphine Chicago Legacy, but we've also called it CTA, California Transit, and they're...
Well, it's funny because you were originally,
band.
Chicago was...
Chicago Transit, yeah.
And didn't they threaten to sue you guys?
I think that was a PR ploy by the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got that from Jim Gersey, who was like the brain trust originally of Chicago. He named the band, he named us. He named the Chicago Transit Authority. And then
and then it shortened to just Chicago.
I think that was a PR ploy. I don't think this because I've registered the name CTA, and Chicago Transit Authority doesn't even have it. So
they don't really care.
Yeah, they didn't.
But it makes a good story.
But it made a great story. Yeah, because I always believed it, and then I pulled him aside. Hey, was that BS? He said, "Yeah, kind of."
Well, we talked about this earlier. Because I see your name was associated, and you were dumb enough to own a concert venue too.
Yeah.
So I thought I was the only idiot in the world that was in an industry that. How do you guarantee you never make money? Own a concert venue.
Yeah. I actually did pretty well with it. I did.
Well, back then, what years were you doing that?
That was 74 to 80, 79, 80.
Yeah, because
81.
I think I brought in House of Blues to Chicago. Yeah. Probably in 97, 98.
The bands that came through there are the Police, played there.
Is it crazy? Because that doesn't happen. But I guess it happens at the Canyon Club because you play there, Foo Fighters play there, Melissa Etheridge is playing there, Don McLean. So we get all of these performers. But what I do notice is we get the performers that are like you, where you like to play.
Yeah, but thank God for the Canyon Club, honestly. And I'm not just saying it because you're here, because it's it's important to have a live music venue.
Well, it kept me from having to get a real job.
Yeah, that's
and that's what I really
Who wants
appreciate.
To have a real job? I quit school when I was 15 and a half, and I had a real job for 2 weeks. I hated it. So I like playing drums.
The only thing great about a real job is you know what your paycheck is.
Yeah.
When you own your own business, the worst thing is like you can be having the greatest time in the world and owe people like $10 million. Or in our case, where all these people owe me money and I have no hope to get any of the money.
That's true.
Yeah, like if you have some guy that was doing drugs and on the street 2 weeks ago owe you money, chances are you're probably not getting anything from him.
You better believe it. So, but thank God you're doing what you do and have done, even though it can be a major craziness for you. And I love what I do, so we're lucky.
Well, and it's kind of one of those things that is, even if I didn't make any money doing this, I probably would still do it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, look at you. Every time we book, we call it CTA. You're coming. When are you playing for me?
March 6th. Yeah.
March 6th, yeah. So I know, like, you play, and everybody's hooked with this Lean Ed and Friends.
Yeah.
And they would blow their mind if they listened to you guys. You're so much better. But I nothing against them.
Yeah, they're great. They're really
Right.
they're a good tribute band, but we're a little closer to the original. You know?
You think?
Well, because I'm not. I don't want to be putting them down, but I'm just glad that we're.
Well,
coming
no,
back
I just noticed that when we do them, they do very well.
Yeah.
And you do very well, and it amazes me that if I had a choice, but it's usually the same fan base that comes out. Yeah. And I have to be honest with you, if Coach Banker had a chance to see Chicago once a week for the rest of his life, he would.
Yeah, and the songbook is really beloved across the world. It's really.
But I always believe this when I listen to Chicago. You know what it reminds me of? Me mowing my lawn on the riding lawnmower with my stereo. Remember the stereos we had?
Yep.
They were like consoles that were 6 feet by 3 feet by 4 feet, and I had carried it all the way out to the backyard, and I put the record player, remember the record players?
Yes.
And I had it blaring out there, probably at like 90 decibels. Today, I would deafen everybody.
Yeah.
Because I have the capacity now to put it out at whatever decibels I want.
Well, I'm just grateful to have been a part of that legacy of, that time of music. It was a renaissance, and it was an amazing experience. And to be honest with you, I mean, I wasn't completely oblivious to it because I'd look around and I'd see, Three Dog Night, Jimi Hendrix, Zeppelin, Janis, and I'd go, wow. I mean, the obviously,
company you were keeping is pretty.
Yeah, and I knew it was pretty amazing, because I'm a street kid from Chicago, both feet on the ground, and it was always, grateful. I mean,
So they named the street you grew up on.
Yeah, Danny Seraphine Way.
Way for a reason. Did you leave a lot of marks there?
Yeah, I was a handful. Music pulled me off the streets, and it really saved my life because I was from a last generation mafia neighborhood, and it was a lot of mob guys came out of that neighborhood, and now a lot of them are not alive yet.
Did you ever go to a place called See No Formal Wear?
Yes.
That was my ex-wife, and her family got murdered on their porch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They got machine gunned down on their porch.
Sino and Sons, right?
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
And we don't know if it was mafia related, but we're pretty sure getting machine gunned down on your porch had something to do with it.
Yeah, there was a message being sent. Who knows what?
And the other thing I love about Chicago is you go there and California's hamburgers and tacos in Chicago, hot dogs.
Yeah, the hot dogs are and Italian beef, hot dog and Italian beefs.
It's amazing, but they taste better in Chicago. Why?
I don't know. The bread? They say the bread and the water, have a difference.
Because I come out here and we have Costco hot dogs, which are terrible. Yeah, I don't mean to pick on Costco, but, it's $1.50 hot dog, and they have to be losing money on it.
Someone should open a Chicago, beef hot dog stand out here, and I bet you would do well.
And I would explain to people, about the snap. And so when in Chicago, when you eat a hot dog and you bite through, it snaps. Where here, it's like this, I don't know how to describe it. It's like mush. But there's a place called the Doghouse. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, but I think a Chicago-style pizza, deep dish, hot dogs, beef would do well. Yeah,
I agree with that, but I don't know if there's enough people from Chicago here. Do you run into a lot?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people from New York, and I see a lot of people from Arizona.
Yeah.
And then I see them out of the country.
Yeah. There's a lot of Chicago ones out here.
Well, so explain to me, you started Chicago, you started playing when you were 15.
Yeah. And I started when I was 9.
You started playing when you were 9?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's when I first started.
I want to give my grandson a drum kit. Yeah. And my daughter-in-law says she'll kill me if I give him a drum kit.
It's up to you.
At what year did you wear out in the garage?
No, down in the basement. They have basements. Those houses have basements. So I was down in the basement
and just annoying the crap out of your parents.
Yeah, one neighbor used to come and knock on the window, and I'd flip him off. It was like I was a punk. I was a real punk.
Oh no.
So, but my parents always supported it because when I was doing that, they knew where I was.
Listen,
they loved it.
The 63rd Grammys, you got a Lifetime Achievement Award because you were annoying your neighbor.
That's right. I have no regrets.
And you're named as the top 100 drummers in the world ever. That's crazy.
That was the Rolling Stone.
And does it just come naturally to you? Do you have to think about it?
Drumming, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't think about it at all. It's all natural at this point.
Really?
It's all motor memory.
Did you ever play guitar?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, watching you drum kind of freaks me out, just like watching Jimi Hendrix play guitar, because I think, how is he doing that with his hand?
Oh, it's just a lot of work. I mean, there was a natural talent, but I, at some point, when I was 15 or so, I mean, I took lessons in the beginning, and then I went on my own for a while because the teacher kind of bored me, and then I realized I'd plateaued, and one of the guys in the band, Walt Pearzader, who went to DePaul University, brought the head of percussion. He was really renowned drum teacher to see us, and we were playing a club in Chicago, and he wrote down some of the things I was doing, and he said, "Do you realize this is what you're playing? Some really complicated stuff. Do you realize?" I said, "No, I didn't." He said, "Listen, I want you to come in and study with me." So I'd come in once a week, because I never graduated to DePaul University. I didn't graduate high school, so I was kind of like his pet project, and he really turned me around.
My mom never graduated high school either.
Yeah.
And she was married when she was 14. I was thinking, like, is that crazy?
Yeah.
Back then, it was very different. And I think about the new generation, they wouldn't even understand anything that we dealt with.
I mean, I don't advise people quitting school.
So explain to me, like, my curious thought is, like, in 1990, you left the band Chicago. What were the circumstances? Were you off on your own gig, or were you just in the middle of life?
You mean when I got fired?
Oh, you got fired?
I got fired, yeah. It wasn't pretty.
How in God's name did they fire one of the founding members?
That's what I said. It was ugly for a while, and we settled, and I made some. It's what I look at it like it was meant to be. And
well, it's funny because I
was there for the best of it. I was there for the best of it, and it shouldn't have ended the way it did, but life has full of mysteries that there's.
Well, that's kind of how I left.
The stuff that happens or shit that happens that you just. Did I just get beeped?
Well, you will be, but that's all right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
There's things that happen that, kind of help.
I accept swearing, just no politics.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. That's enough of that. Who needs it?
And Luann always laughs because I'll tell her this. I take money from anybody.
Yeah.
If you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, I'll take your money.
Yeah, me too. I mean, plus, anyways, we can get into... So where was I?
You got terminated?
Yeah. I got kicked out of the band.
Were you too opinionated?
Oh, I won too many battles. What happened? To make a long story short, is during the drug and alcohol days, the band, I was the designated driver. I didn't do drugs or alcohol. I mean, I did very little. And so I had to step on a lot of toes to get stuff done. I really did. Because we'd be in meetings and people would be
screwing around,
messed up and blow and drunk or whatever, and it wasn't,
Because I'm hearing you talk, and you're reminding me of when I left House of Blues. I got fired from House of Blues too.
Yeah.
Where I was like, how do you fire the guy that saved the company?
Yeah.
But you obviously can.
Oh, I got on the wrong end of a power play, and by the two new guys in the band who are really close friends of mine now. So, it really...
Hindsight's 2020.
It broke my heart. It broke my spirit. But I'm a better person for it. I'm a better drummer. I'm a better everything. So I'm a better version of myself because of it. So I look at it as, I'd be a lot richer if I was still in the band. But I don't think I'd be nearly as happy. So
I find out that it was hard to tell younger people.
Yeah.
Being happy is much more important than being rich.
Yeah.
Because when you wake up every day and you do what makes you happy, your days fly by.
But you know what?
What?
Being rich and happy is really the best.
We like that option, but at some point with the way things are going, I think if you have both, great.
Yeah.
If you have one or the other.
Oh, happiness is, peace of mind is well over, it's way over that.
Right. Yeah. And being able to find what you want to watch on whatever going on the TV nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I was a football fanatic. Mm-hmm. I couldn't find any football team that I wanted to watch any of them for like 3 years. And now I don't watch football anymore. I watch highlight reels.
Well, I'm a Bears fan, so we had a good year.
That killed me.
That's okay. It killed me. I mean,
it was great because they were so good when we were younger.
Yeah.
And then they got so bad.
Well, it was 15 years of terrible, you know?
Well, I'm a Giants fan.
So but it's going to turn around.
I'm excited about we got Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, I think it's great.
That's the first time I've seen New York do anything to try to be better.
Yeah, well, they've made a lot of bad moves. Like the Bears made tons of bad, but they're doing things.
Who was the quarterback in the 90s?
McMahon?
Yeah,
I loved him. He
was bigger than life.
He's a great guy. He's as crazy as you think he is. He is, but in a good way. He's good crazy.
Yeah. I used to watch him. So you left Chicago in 1990. You started.
Yeah.
So you were there for how long?
23 years.
23 years.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't get over the fact that, like, they fired you.
Me neither.
I am stunned.
It was a shock to me too because I didn't see it coming, and it's in my book.
So now are you giving back because I know that you did that book where the modern day drummer.
It's a.
And don't you do instructional videos too?
Yeah, I have an instructional video called "The Art of Jazz Rock Drumming," and also the Modern Drummer book is a coffee table. It's really nice. It's And then there's my book.
Are you sponsored by DW?
Yeah, DW. But DW now, I don't know if you probably don't know this. DW now is manufacturing Slingerland drums. Slingerland was a drum that Buddy Rich played, Gene Krupa, and in my early days with Chicago that I played. So now I'm a Slingerland artist again because DW is manufacturing. They're beautiful.
Well, the DW just did a big event with us, didn't they?
Yeah,
where they did a readdress stuff.
And I played on the Slingerland drum kit there. Yeah,
you did.
I was there. Yeah,
yeah, because we were sponsored by DW drums, and we'd have a DW drum at each of our venues.
Yeah, no, they're great. DW is an amazing company,
and they're locals.
Yeah,
they started out as being local. I don't know if they are now.
Yeah, they are. They're in Oxnard.
So my favorite thing is after reading up about you. You played at the Whiskey. You had a regular ongoing gig at the Whiskey?
Yeah, summer of 68, yeah.
Summer of 68. Yeah. I was 5 years old. 6 years old,
I was 19. I was 19. Yes, 19, so.
That's amazing. What was it like being there at 19? Like, was it the same as now, or?
Oh, I haven't been there in a long time, but it's pretty much the same, but it was so vibrant. The Sunset Strip in those days.
Because I remember when I went to college at University of Arizona, I worked at a place called the Wildcat House.
Yeah. Where
I would go to school from like 2 o'clock till 6. Then I would work from 6 until 2 in the morning, and I'd get drunk from 2 in the morning till 9 in the morning before I'd go to bed.
Yeah.
And that was my life, is that we would stay up all night. And after the bar closed at 2, we would all sit in the back parking lot and drink for another 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, wow.
And you had a bunch of that, but yours happened on the bus.
Yeah, on the bus. But the thing about the Whiskey was so cool is that a lot of other artists would come in and see you. And one night we finished a set and we walk in our dressing room. There's Jimi Hendrix and Mitch Mitchell, his drummer. And Jimmy said, "You guys are the best band I've ever heard in my life." And it was really... First of all, it was great for us to hear that because we were really listening to his records, and
anybody had to watch Jimi Hendrix or hear them, and they would have. Well, they're an instant fan.
He was a rock god,
right?
Not just a rock star, but a rock god. So, we're like, wow. Then we became friends with him, and every interview he did for the next 6 months, he talked about us, Chicago Transit Authority. You got to hear this band. And guitar player. I mean, they said to him, "How does it feel to be the best guitar player in the world?" And he'd say, "Well, I'm not." Terry Kath, who was our guitarist, our original guitarist, he said Terry Kath is the best because he loved Terry, and he loved the band. And when we released our first album, Chicago Transit Authority, he brought us on tour to open for him.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
I saw that.
It was amazing.
I saw Seattle used to do Summerfest. Remember?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I have a flyer or a T-shirt that said Summerfest. Opening band was Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
I was like, to realize that these guys started out as opening bands. You started out as a gig, a weekly gig at. So all of those people, because even when I started House of Blues, remember the Monday night jam sessions?
Well, the Whiskey was a launching pad. It really was, because the Doors were the house band before us, And,
That's crazy. So the Whiskey had the Doors as a house band and Chicago as a house band.
Yeah.
And did you come up with the name after you were there, or were you called Chicago when you were there?
No, we were Chicago Transit Authority then. We were CTA.
Wow.
Yeah, we still... It was on the billboard. I remember
seeing tell me, why did you pick Chicago Transit Authority?
Well, when our producer and manager, and his name was Jimmy Guercio, found us in Chicago. He was producing the Buckinghams. Remember the Buckinghams?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So they're close friends, and they were close friends of ours, and they said to him, he was producing them, and he had a lot of success with them, Kind of a Drag, Don't You Care, and he said, you have to hear this band. And he came to the club where we were playing and was blown away, and he signed us to a contract. And that was 1967, I think. Yeah, that was 1967. And the plan was he was going to bring us out to California, put us up, and we would, create our album, create our music. And so what happened was once we made the transition from cover band, because we were a cover band and a really good one.
Right.
We were playing all these mob clubs, So we started doing these original arrangements.
Didn't we have that conversation earlier today, Lou, about something where, like, if you say the clubs in New York or Chicago, they were all mobs?
Yeah, well, it was.
The best man at my wedding was Lenny Passafaro, and he was the son of one of the biggest mobsters out there. But we just knew them as import-export company.
Yeah, that's. So we started. What happened was we started getting fired because they didn't, they wanted us to play the traditional, and we were trying to stretch out. So finally, we called them and said, "Hey, if you're going to bring us out to L.A., you better do it because we're starving here. We're getting fired, and we got fired 2 or 3 times." So we all migrated out to L.A. in cars. A couple of guys flew, but most of us pulled trailers and lived in Hollywood. I remember when we hit L.A., it was like, oh, man, the hippie thing was just in full swing, and the Sunset Strip, and it was alive. It was so amazing. And we ended up getting a gig at the Whiskey, and, the rest is kind of history because little by little it progressed. We got more and more popular.
How long were you at Whiskey? Were you there for a year or two?
No, about 6 months, because then we started getting booked at the Fillmore, Bill Graham's clubs, the Fillmore East and Fillmore West.
And that's the part I miss because we talk about that all the time. It used to be these people that were bigger than life ran it.
Yeah.
Now it's companies that are bigger than life. And the thing that freaks me out is companies, like, their business model is not what's good for the industry. It's what's good for them, and they would rather shut other companies down. It's kind of like when we started.
Thank God they haven't done that to you. You're still standing?
No, they tried.
I'm sure.
No, they tried to shut this down. I realized a long time ago when the fire department shows up and they go, oh, the battalion commander told us to come and check. We realized, who would know the battalion commander? That came from somebody else that they would come in and do the inspection. And working with the cities, we get that a little bit where you got to be on the same page as them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're working against them. And sometimes it's not about making money, and that's where Live Nation, and I see all of these casinos, because you always wonder, how are they paying, somebody $1 million and they're only selling 3,000 tickets at $100 a ticket? Wait, that's 300,000. That means they lost 700. Who knew that gambling made that much money? Yeah,
it does make a lot of money, but even they're trying to make the bottom line work too. They're not as
really, because I know in Vegas they're doing that more.
Yeah, in Vegas for sure. They want they're being. There's other places, but I think that's kind of dried up that part of the business where it's a lost leader.
You think that's gone?
Somewhat.
That would make me happy.
I think it's 85%, 90% gone. There aren't too many. It's more
because no one knows. As a performer, how do you know what's being made? Is it being made off of the service charge, off the credit card commission, off the facility fee?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't realize when we cut deals with bands, 85% of the revenue is going to the band.
Yeah, right.
And we only get 15% of the revenue, but we have to guarantee, you know, $10, $20, $30, $50,000. So if you do under that, we lose. And the old concept was bait and switch.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to wrap this segment up. We're going to be back with you in a few minutes, and let's hear from the people that pay our bills.
Gotta have
this
that.
is Lance with Danny Seraphine, where music meets the soul.